Hi, I'm here with Mattias Berg, who's the author of The Carrier, which is a book we're going to be publishing in 2019. And Mattias is from Sweden, and his book is. Well, Mattias, why don't you tell us about the book? Can you sum the book up in maybe a sentence if you can? Maybe more?
It's about what would happen if the carrier, the man with the nuclear weapon codes in his briefcase, if he defects, what would ever happen?
Okay. So, and who is this? Who is the man? Is that. Is he American?
Yes, he's American. Yeah.
And so he's. And what
The,
made.
he's a guy just close to the president, just always within a meter's distance and so on.
Okay, and so what was the thing that made you decide you wanted to write about this person?
It was actually during the President Obama's state visit to Stockholm in 2013, first time ever in Sweden, an American president. And I saw this city. I work at the radio house in Sweden, in Stockholm. And I saw this whole capital totally empty, sort of closed for the state visit. And it was such a strange feeling just sitting there and watching the caravans and no one else. And then I started reading about his visit, and I learned that there actually still were a guy with the nuclear weapons code briefcase, the briefcase with the nuclear weapon codes, or whatever is in it. They don't really know actually.
Okay, and so obviously there's been a lot more talk about nuclear weapons with Korea in the last few months and the last year. So how's it felt having written a book to see it become much more relevant as the world stage changes?
I sort of feel like a prophet, maybe a doomsday prophet, but hopefully not. 2013, my publisher in Sweden asked me when the book was published in Sweden 2016. He asked, why ever would you want to write something about something like this, who nobody talks about at the moment? It's as ancient as an old Volvo car. Volvo Duet is a classic old car. Well, it took maybe a year, and then everybody started talking about nuclear weapons. Since, of course, what I learned was it's a lot of research behind the plot. I'm a journalist, and I saw that it's an enormous arms race again going on all over the globe, actually, especially USA, the US and Russia, but actually all over the globe, and even Britain and the new Trident system and so on. So nobody really wanted to have it on the headlines, but then we got it through Trump and Kim Jong-un.
Okay, and so one of the major background points to the novel is the Swedish nuclear weapons program that was carried out in tunnels underneath Stockholm, and that's where lots of the novel takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a real thing, the Swedish program?
I usually say that the US stuff, the weapons and the upgrade and so on, they're all true. The Swedish program is true. We had a nuclear weapons program, which is in itself is quite secret still. People don't really know it. We had it during the early 60s, and it was kept secret for 35 years. And in the plot, I wanted to sort of have a bridge between the American nuclear weapon program and the Swedish old one. So I made his supervisor, his ally, when they defect, I made her a Swede. So she is a Swede, and she worked in the nuclear weapons program during the 50s and the 60s. And then she went to the States and became engaged in the nuclear weapon systems in the States. But he is an American, and he is the sort of a guy in the midst of the American nuclear weapon system. So by this, I could sort of have a bridge between Sweden and USA, and of course, I knew the environment very well in Sweden, so I could use that, and I could also use history and the modern times, because in history there are very interesting things to have sort of the plot spinning around. So the answer is, well, some of it is true, but maybe not the scale of it.
And when you say he is Erasmus Levine,
Yes.
who is the man who defects, the man whose job it is to be with the nuclear party.
Yes, because what I started to think about was really this man with this mission. He has this briefcase. Who is he really? What does he think about? How is it to have such a mission with this weight on your shoulders? So when I started to do that, he evolved. He leads a double life. He is a moral philosopher at the university, daytime, or in his, one of his lives, and then he is a man with a briefcase. And when I started reading about this and researching, everybody said that, well, it's no problem if someone defects. I mean, they just cut off the sort of wires to the nuclear briefcase. But then I thought, okay, what if he has someone inside who helps him and may have helped him for many years? What would happen? Could there sort of be a bigger plot, a grander scale of it all? So it is Erasmus Levine who holds a briefcase, and then there is this woman, Swedish woman, that was his supervisor, and then I won't tell anymore actually, because I wouldn't want to spoil it.
Okay, well I think that's a good moment to finish. So The Carrier is going to be published in 2019, as I say, and we hope we'll have material for you to read very soon.